Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So, a couple of you have contacted me about Tyla's most recent photo shoot. This is for some magazine or something, and people are saying that she's colorist. People are literally dragging Tyla, and they're saying that she's making dark skin look masculine by doing this photo shoot. So, as you can see, there's a picture of Tyla in the middle, and then there are a bunch of dark skinned black men kind of in the background or surrounding her. And for the women who are saying that this photo shoot makes dark skin look masculine, I mean, these are actual men. So it's like, what are you even talking about? Do you see how the internalized masculinization of blackness comes out every single time? But I also wanted to talk about the comment foolery that is happening with Tyla. Somebody says, without her afro-textured hair, the Mumbai-ness in her really jumps out. So they're throwing shade at her Indian heritage. This person says, her pandering and team's trolling of black women failed, so she's going the route of typical non-singing mixed chick and trying to become fap bait for black dudes who listen to R&B for easy streams. Unfortunately for No Throat, she has no titties or ass and her music sucks. She's gonna have to find a new marketing gimmick. So now we've got a person coming for her body, saying she has no boobs, no butt, that they're just trying to promote her to black men. And also it's like, okay, I thought that black women were divesting. I thought you guys don't care about black men, or like you don't want to be black male centered. So why do you suddenly care when Tyla is literally in the center of a bunch of black men in a photo? If you guys don't care about black men and you're not black male centered, why do you care if Tyla appears black male centered in this photo? Do you see the hypocrisy? Then somebody says the hairstyle is giving, and then they show a picture of a little Indian boy with like a bad haircut basically. And then they do the typical tactic of trying to humble a mixed or light-skinned woman with another mixed or light-skinned woman. I've noticed that whenever some of these women on Lipstick Alley want to humble you, they can't humble you with an unambiguous black woman because a lot of people internalize the pedestalization of mixed women. So they're trying to humble Tyla using Rihanna, saying Rihanna looks better than her. This person says, for real, all you see is a sweaty Indian. So, I mean, literally, the internalized racism comes out at every turn. The other day, you had Chrissy telling black women not to compliment Indians because most of them are colorists. Now you've got this person on Lipstick Alley saying all she sees is a sweaty Indian. Imagine if it was a picture of Normani surrounded by Indian men, and then somebody said, all I see is a sweaty black girl. All hell would break loose. Somebody said, there's not really a space for South Asians in American music. If she came out with the Bollywood shit, it wouldn't sell. Look at what Jay Sean did. He heavily associated himself with black people, music, and culture. It's smart for her to sexually appeal to black men. They are going to give her the trendy sound and cool factor she needs to succeed. She can actually sing and dance. She's comparable to A. Marie, in my opinion. So A. Marie is another Blasian R&B artist. Her music doesn't appeal to me, though. A non-singing mixed chick would be Sweetie or Cassie. So notice how she just named 3 other Blasians. She named A. Marie, Sweetie, and Cassie. All of those women have a Blasian background, or kind of like this Indian Asian admixture. She says black men like East Asian women who are known for having no boobs and no ass. So really, her small figure is not going to turn black men off. How does she troll and pander to black women? So once again, they're talking about how appealing she is to the black male gaze. So one person says she has no boobs and no ass, so she's not going to appeal to black men. Now this person is saying, oh no, because she's Blasian, she is going to appeal to black men. Yet on this channel, people say that us Exoticals are male-centered and that we are black male-centered. Yet you've got people who are taking this photo shoot of Tyla and arguing about her desirability in the eyes of black men. So now they're accusing Tyla of copying another MLS woman, Rihanna. They said, first she ripped off young Rihanna's Island Girl vibe. Now she's imitating her good girl gone bad and unapologetic aesthetic, I see. So they're showing Rihanna with the short hairstyle. So somebody responded to the comment where they said, without her afro-textured hair, the Mumbai-ness in her really jumps out. This person says, right? Because I've been like, who's this Indian lady? So now they're saying she does not look black. So remember how when she first came out, the black community was desperate to associate her with unambiguous blackness. And I even did an episode where they said that she was a brown-skinned, unambiguous black woman. So now suddenly when her hair is straightened, she's getting kicked out of blackness. And they're like, who's this Indian lady? They're showing pictures of little Indian children. They're saying that Bollywood shit doesn't sell, which is also an idiotic comment. Once again, we've got another person coming for her body. They said, the hype isn't hyping. She has no sex appeal unless you're a 15 to 18-year-old boy. Now, if she gets surgery on her boobs and ass, then maybe she will be lusted after. Still a flop. Her and Drake can save each other. Edit. She is a mixed-race East Indian woman. So once again, they're trying to say your body type doesn't compare. Your body type is not lust-worthy because it's not thick. Somebody else said dark skin props, saying that the men in the background are props. But it's like, isn't every model in a photo shoot, aren't they all kind of like props in a way? And also, do you notice how there's this constant fake outrage? So when it's a rapper, like imagine if this would have been a black male rapper surrounded by mixed or light-skinned women. Then you would have heard black women saying, oh, he's a typical colorist or whatever. But then when it's in the reverse, when it's a light-skinned woman with a bunch of dark-skinned black men, now suddenly the dark-skinned black men are props. And it's like, I thought you guys didn't care about dark-skinned black men. This girl says, outfit is giving Laura Croft of Tomb Raider. Hardly original. As for dark-skinned men, I'm sure they don't mind. Must feel flattered to pose with the famous Light Bright in a photo shoot. It's like a reward for them. Now we've got somebody making fun of her looks again, saying, she do favor that boy from Jessie, not gonna lie. Then she's showing a picture of a little Indian boy. So they're attempting to masculinize Tyla's physical appearance by comparing her to a little Indian boy, but imagine if that was Normani and people started bringing up little pictures of African boys or something, saying she looks like a boy. And notice how they also are infantilizing Tyla because she is skinny. I've noticed this also happens with women who are perceived as pretty. A lot of people infantilize you. They act like you're a child. They act like you're younger than you are, like you're just dumb. Somebody says, I don't know why, but every time I see Tyla, I just smell curry. Like she looks like she would smell of curry and Indian food. So imagine if somebody said something about an unambiguous black woman's smell. That would be like if somebody said a black woman smells like collard greens and fried chicken and gumbo. This person says, Tyla has a very interesting history with blackness. Outside of her being colored, she grabbed the attention of black Americans because her fans were being very anti-black and continue to be. All of her male and female extras and mains in her videos and concerts are black. She has no qualms with being highlighted in black publications and being featured on black shows, but just recently has she acknowledged that colored equals mixed in America. If colored, as I understand it, is a combination of African, Dutch, and Indian culture in South Africa. I don't understand why she never has Indian men in these positions. Why does she not, or insist on, having Indians in this photo? They can get just as dark as black people, especially in South India. To me, this is no different than a white woman using dark bodies as a contrast. I don't care about what black men say, although it seems like a lot of them don't like this, because I know right from wrong. Also, the men stole the show. I don't like the quality of the shoot. So she's mad because Tyla is in black publications and she was on black platforms, but the reason she's really mad is because of Tyla's fluid identity. This happens to mixed race women all the time. You get thrown in and out of blackness. And so what people will do is they will try to clout chase off of your beauty or your status. So anytime somebody is seen as successful and they've got a little bit of black in them, or they're biracial or something, then suddenly the black community will kind of latch on to them in a lot of cases. And that's what was happening with Tyla. Because I made a video on this channel a couple of months ago where they were saying Tyla is a brown-skinned, unambiguous black woman, which we know to be a lie. But now that she's being photographed against dark-skinned black men, or she's being photographed in black spaces and she is profiting off of people approximating her to blackness, now suddenly they feel replaced. And, this is a problem. And she should have had Indian men in the photo, not black men. And also, have you noticed how that person who commented, they've been tracking everything Tyla's doing. They're tracking what platform she's on, how she's wearing her hairstyles, what kind of photo shoot she's doing. I mean, I haven't even tracked Tyla like that, and I downloaded her entire album. This person says, very weird and not surprising. Fashion always uses dark-skinned people to stand behind someone lighter as a prop. It's racist every time. So do you guys think Beyonce is racist then? Because she was the lightest person in Destiny's Child and the black community stands Beyonce. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. People are keeping up with everything Tyla does. I mean, I'm a fan of Tyla, but these women are more fans than me because I just downloaded her music. These women are tracking her interviews. They're tracking her photo shoots. They're taking note of how she cut her hair and how she's doing her different styles. They're keeping up with this photo shoot. I didn't even know about Tyla having a photo shoot until today. And I'm a genuine fan. So do you see what I mean when I say it's often the Black community that will act as fans and popularize these types of women by talking about them so much and hating on them so much, because now I know that Tyla had a photo shoot. Now I'm making a video about Tyla, and a bunch of people are going to see this video. So do you see what I mean about how a lot of women in the Black community are very easy to rage bait? And it's very easy for them to become outraged, which actually helps that celebrity to profit and become even more popular. And then later on, that same group of women will comment on not having representation, or that people are racist or colorist. Meanwhile, they just said that Tyla smells like curry. They just said she looks like a little Indian boy. They just body shamed her. I mean, they literally did everything. They roasted her just now and just dragged her to filth. But if I were to roast someone, I'm a colorist. If I were to laugh at somebody being roasted, I'm a colorist. This person says, love her, but this is a weird shoot. The use of dark-skinned people as props, and especially in a position of servitude, is very tone-deaf and not some isolated incident. It's a gross trend that reduces dark-skinned people to objects that serve to emphasize the fairness of the main subject and background characters meant to assist or serve the more famous, richer, lighter main character. So do you see how suddenly there's this selective outrage? Like they become these intellectual geniuses when it comes to dissecting supposed colorism in photo shoots. Meanwhile, this is the same group of women who loves calling Black men bullet bags, or saying that, you know, they're not Black male centered, they don't care what Black men are doing, that the trash will take itself out. But now, because Tyla is taking that Black male attention, and she is taking that Black male gaze, because Tyla just wants her money. She just wants her exotical tax, so she doesn't really care. It's not like she's over here dating these men, having a bunch of babies or something. No, she's just getting her exotical tax, getting her bags, increasing her status by helping her album to sell. But suddenly, the Black women on this site are outraged, and they're saying that, no, this is racist. They're being used as props. They're just trying to make her look even more light-skinned. And also, that doesn't even make sense. So are light-skinned people not allowed to stand next to dark-skinned people now? Because it means that you're suddenly making them into a prop to where they just make you look even lighter? This girl says, I live in a very wealthy area where the only Black people there are often in roles of service. So this quite literally hits home and reflects the racial stratification based on wealth in society today. It gets especially weirder when you consider Tyla herself is not Black but colored. Of course, most of you are very surface level people, so you wouldn't understand. And this isn't about jealousy. I actually saw criticism being echoed by longtime supporters who just have sense. I blame her team. I think they are odd for this. So are light-skinned people now not allowed to be photographed with dark skins? Because last time I checked, anytime a rapper comes out with a new music video, if he doesn't have dark-skinned Black women in the video, a lot of Black women would throw shade at that. And anytime a non-Black man does have dark-skinned Black women in his video, I don't see dark-skinned Black women complaining, saying, oh, well, Maluma, he's just trying to make himself look more light-skinned next to this dark-skinned Black woman. No, they don't say that. They celebrate that. They love that. They love when they are shown as kind of the love interest, or even like the groupies in men's music videos, or getting into men's VIP sections. But suddenly, if Tyla has Black male groupies, then Tyla is racist. This person says, yes, I prefer her afro or cornrows. She doesn't stand out with straight hair. So, but if I were to say that to unambiguous Black women, oh, I prefer you in afro or cornrows. You don't stand out with straight hair. I would be called a texturist for saying that. So notice how within a couple of paragraphs, they are allowed to police Tyla's body. They said she has no boobs, no ass, that Bollywood shit doesn't sell, that she looks like she smells like curry, that she doesn't stand out with straight hair. But had that been Normani in that picture, if people would have said the same types of things, there would be outrage. And by the way, Tyla is African, and the creative director of this photo shoot, I looked into it, and the creative director was actually an African guy. So I'm not surprised that if she's African and they're doing kind of this African-themed photo shoot, and the man in charge of it is a Black African man, why is it such a problem that there are Black African men in the photo? Somebody says, not to mention them telling us she doesn't need Black America to make it big on the American charts. Her album dropped, and now they are rewriting history. Our charts don't matter, so hope she has a #1 hit in Russia and tours there. So they're trying to say that you can't get to where you are without the Black community putting you on a pedestal. But that's a clown talking point, because you're admitting that you put women like Tyla on a pedestal. And so, since you're so powerful, where is that pedestal for Normani? Why is it that I'm one of the only ones who knows that Normani's album comes out on June 14th? I don't see any unambiguous black content creators promoting to their audiences, oh, guys, make sure you stream Normani's album on June 14th. Why am I the only one who knows the date to that? So, this is what I mean when I say fake outrage. Somebody says, okay, so then why didn't she use her fellow colored brethren or medium-skinned Africans? Please stop. The director deliberately chose darker-skinned black people to contrast with her skin tone. Their place of servitude also reflects the racial and economic stratification in society where darker-skinned people are disproportionately in low-paying service roles compared to their lighter-skinned counterparts. Black people can make problematic creative decisions as well. Take the stand cap off. It's not rocket science. So now she's blaming the black male director of this photo shoot, saying that this whole thing is a conspiracy to try to pedestalize Tyla as well as light-skinned people and to try to put dark skin at the bottom and to try to reflect the social and racial and economic stratification where darker skinned people are where? At the bottom. So do you see how they literally just came up with this entire conspiracy of how this photo shoot is supposed to be throwing shade towards dark-skinned people? So 1 minute it's we want representation for dark skin tones, and then when you do get representation where there are guys in the background or whatever, then suddenly you're just trying to make her look more light-skinned. This person says that little bitch need to eat more fufu and jollof. She's scrawny as fuck. So once again, we've got somebody body shaming her. They're literally roasting the hell out of her on Lipstick Alley. Oh, but if Tyla would have roasted someone, or if we roast people on this channel or laugh at jokes, we are colorist and racist. This person says that for someone who is staunchly not black, she allows her team to infiltrate black spaces and communities, to be placed on black magazines and award shows, but the moment someone calls her black, she goes, oh, I'm colored. Actual mixed race people who are in our shit don't even do that. And this young lady has a black mother and a half-black father. She's probably more black than Mariah Carey. So, once again, this person is saying that she is infiltrating, as if the black community themselves are not the ones who put women like Tyla or Beyonce or Rihanna on a pedestal. So suddenly, do you see how they move the goalposts? Now they're saying Tyla and like mixed race people, they're all infiltrating black spaces, as if every mixed race person is just having a meeting in the background somewhere saying, oh, hey, let's try to infiltrate black spaces. No, these are the pictures that I show on this channel all the time. Everybody in this picture, these are the ones who own the music industry, okay? On a global scale, the music industry is owned mainly by white men, and so people who own the music industry, they are choosing their artists based on who they believe black people want to see. So because of capitalism, the way that things work is supply and demand. So if they know that, hey, when I share Normani or promote her, nobody's going to buy her shit. Nobody knows when her album is coming out. You know, nobody cares about Kelly Rowland. Oh yeah, no, she's canceled. Nobody gives a fuck about these people. But if I put out someone who looks like Tyla or Ice Spice or Saweetie, she's going to cause a lot of buzz. She's going to cause a lot of controversy. And we all know that controversy actually increases popularity. She's going to get more streams. And so you can't try to blame it specifically on mixed people. Why is there no smoke for the actual white executives and the white people who are in charge of Hollywood? They're in charge of all these record labels and they're in charge of the music distribution. And now they're arguing over how mixed race Tyla is because some people are saying, oh no, she is 50% black. Other people are saying, no, she's 75% non-black. And so now we've got people pulling up these screenshotted images of Tyla's mother and sharing them on Lipstick Alley so they can try to quantify how mixed or how black Tyla is. So do you see the obsession? Why is it that non-mixed people are the most obsessed with how mixed you are? This person says, never said she or anyone has a specific agenda, just commenting that this photo shoot falls in an unfortunate trend of fetishizing and objectifying dark-skinned models. It's a real problem in the modeling industry, whether you want to admit it or not, regardless of who is perpetuating it or what their intentions are. Okay, but what this person doesn't understand is that when you're in Hollywood, you will be objectified. Every single celebrity, every actress, you know, you're going to get objectified. People are going to see you as a sex symbol. They're going to see you as a prop. They're going to see you as an object. So that is actually a part of the Hollywood experience. And so on the one hand, you've got black people arguing, saying, you don't show enough dark-skinned people in Hollywood. You know, we want to see dark-skinned people in high places, on the fashion shows, on the runways and stuff. And then when you finally have 5 people 5 or 6 dark skins in this photo, oh no, now you're objectifying and fetishizing. So which one is it? Do you want to be seen as a sex symbol or not? Because if anything, I feel like these dark-skinned black men are kind of seen as kind of like these models, basically. The way that I'm looking at it is they just look like male models, just like how they have white male models. And yes, that is technically a form of kind of objectifying them. You're kind of looking at their bodies and stuff like that. So do you want that representation or not? This person says, y'all still got time for this racist, mixed race, no talent hoe? She haven't played in your face enough? Of course she uses darker men as props. She doesn't give a fuck about Africans or black Americans. She's a Creole whore that wants to be famous, and using darker people is how you advance in Hollywood. So she just got called all kinds of names, said that she has no talent. She just got called a Creole whore. Do you see how they randomly bring Creoles into everything? Like, I swear, every single time I'm on Lipstick Alley and they start insulting people or calling people whores and witches, they automatically have to randomly bring Creoles into it. Somebody said, she looks like a little Indian schoolboy washing his clothes in the river. Somebody else says, that lesbian ain't fooling me. So they're saying she looks like a lesbian. They're saying she looks like a poor Indian schoolboy. Then somebody else says, personally, I don't see Tyla as light-skinned unless they're comparing her to the men and simply trying to start controversy. So now, here we go again with somebody arguing about whether or not she's light-skinned. So do you see how this is mainly a talking point in the unambiguous community? How light-skinned are you? How dark-skinned are you? How mixed are you? This is a Blackistan talking point. And now they're arguing about her body type and whether or not she's petite and whether or not her body is sexy enough. They're pulling up pictures of Halle Berry, Britney Spears, Marilyn Monroe, Megan Good, Christina Milian, Shakira, Christina Aguilera. So do you see how they randomly bring up the comparisons? But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.